So here's another little doodle. I'm drawing a little rectangle on the screen, and maybe I want to make it look like a movie theater of some sort. And so I created a rectangle on the screen. I enjoy the idea of it looking like a projected frame. So maybe there's like a little like movie reel that is being projected on this rectangle. So maybe this is the screen. So I'll make it a little bit darker. I'll use this 6, maybe 13. Let's make it 13. Sure. And then on top of this, I'm going to put in another filled rectangle and make it a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to say 64 minus, let's make it a little bit smaller than 30, 28. And then let's do 42. And then 64 minus, oh no, plus 28. Because this is, instead of having to figure out, like, do arithmetic, I'm just making the dimensions of this rectangle from the center of the screen. So I'm saying, like, for the right side of this rectangle, I want it to be like this many pixels away from the center, and the left side this many is left of the center. So I'm just kind of like centering it like that by using some silly math. And then let's do it a little bit less, so like 86, 88. And then this one is going to be 7. Whoa, it's too much. It's a bigger. Yeah, because 78, not 88. All right, see? Okay, so that's kind of like a projected screen, but like the old school screens, like old school projectors, it kind of bounce around when you were projecting stuff. So let's get some of that like old school jitter in there. And I could add like a random value to every one of these coordinates for this rectangle. So let's see what that looks like. Random, let's make it like jitter 2 pixels plus random 2 plus random 2 plus random 2. It's wobbling, but it doesn't really look like it's wobbling the way that film should wobble, I feel. I want it to wobble in all the directions in the same time, but now it looks like it's like shrinking and stretching awkwardly. And so let's try to change this up a little bit. So what we're going to do that is use some variables. A variable, just like in algebra, you have a name. You know, you can call it x. We've talked about x's here before. We can talk about y's, and they're, you know, some number. Variables in programming can have multiple like letters. It doesn't just have to be one, like usually in math. So you can call it like something. Variables can be strings, something. Variables can also be true or false. These will come in handy. So those are the 3 basic types of variables that you are going to encounter programming. The other variable type that's super important is a table, and tables are super cool. Wherever you see these curly brackets, there's a table going on. I will dedicate a whole episode to tables. For now, let's just kind of like focus our thinking on, you know, number value variables, just like in math. All right, so here we are. We have our screen without a wobble. I feel like it's not large enough, so I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. Sure. All right, so let's create a wobble, and now we are going to give the wobble. Actually, let's make it more realistic in the world, because we have both x and y. So let's do wobble x and wobble y, and both of these are going to be a random number from 0 to 4, but a different random number from 0 to 4. And then I will add the wobble x to the first one and wobble y to the second one. And then wobble x to the third one, because both the first and the third parameters are x's and the second and fourth are y's. So wobble y. So now it looks better. It's kind of like what I wanted from it. Maybe we should put some numbers on it, have it go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something. That would be kind of fun. It'll make it look like that there's some kind of thing on the screen. So let's print a number. Let's print a number. Number. We're going to print a number, and let's look at our print function. Print string and where, x and y, right? So let's print number, I don't know, somewhere in the center of the screen. Let's do 70 and 5. Is that even on the thing? Nope, it's the wrong place. 70? All right. But also, let's print it in a color, and let's use 13. All right. That's good. It's appearing on the screen, but it's actually not wobbling in the same way that we want it to wobble. But good thing is that even though our wobble is random and it's always different, we can just grab it from here and add like the x wobble here. Whoa. And the y wobble here. So we're adding the x wobble to the second parameter, because the first parameter to the print function is the string that we want to print on the screen, which is our number. Our number is nothing yet. We're gonna get to it in a second. That's why when we print this, it says nil. Nil basically means like this is not a value. You have not given me a value. Nil is another cool kind of useful variable. It's a variable that doesn't exist yet, right? So it's helpfully telling me that this thing is not a string. It doesn't exist. It's not something that it can use. So let's create number out here outside of our draw function, because this is stuff that like runs before our draw function starts drawing on the screen. So let's make it 0, and then we're going to print it over here. And so if I run this, it's always 0. That's kind of boring, right? So let's make it increase every single frame we draw. So I'm going to say number is equal to, and this is something. So this is a point where the way that you write in programming moves away from where you would write something like this in math. So I'm going to say number is equal to number plus 1. So I'm telling it, like, when you see something like this in math, this is like a red flag. This is like, oh my God, there's shenanigans at hand. Like, number is equal to number plus 1. Like, whoa, what is the number? How does that work? That math doesn't make sense. It's like 2 is equal to 3. No, that doesn't work. Like, there's something fishy about this equal sign. That's because in programming, an equal sign, a single equal sign like this, always means make the value of the first part the value of the second part. And that is one one thing to look at the equal sign when it comes to variables and assignment of variables. So let's run that. All right, there we go. So every single frame, the number increases by 1, and the like 16 millimeter projections, like really wobbling. Maybe they're watching some slides while camping, and it was a bad idea. So to summarize, this is a variable. Its name is number, and it starts as being 0. Every time we draw something, we increase that number by 1, and then we print it on the screen. We also, every single frame, define this wobble x variable as a random number from 0 to 4, and another number, wobble y, random number from 0 to 4, and that is the number that we use to draw the projected rectangle, and the number that is on that projected rectangle. And that is the power of variables, right? We're stashing some value in a name, and then we're going to use it consistently everywhere where we need it, as a sort of a mix-in with other values that we're going to provide our functions. That's them's variables.